Not much good there in that last game, but we're ready for game 3. We can get those picks and bans up on the screen for you, and this is it. Rival need to win. We've been stressing it all set long because it's just straight up the case. If Rival wants to make it to LAN, they need to get to that 8-2 to punch their ticket.
That's true. If they stay at 7-3, it would be very close contention here. Rival, they have the head-to-head record over Dignitas, over NRG, but it's about the plus-minuses that matter more than anything else. Yes. It would be very important for Dignitas to lose their next set if Rival were to lose here.
I think that we look at the plus-minuses before even the head-to-head matchups, totally. So they really are incredibly important, and that's why this kind of hurts that Rival, even if they win this, they got taken to a game 3, which could end up hurting that plus-minus. They need to make sure they win this, get their record up, so that they don't even have to look at that plus-minus.
That's true, and I think, if I recall correctly, Energy at +10, and Rival coming into this, we're at +10. So if they lose this, they'll be at +9 instead. So Energy would be 1 point over, and if Dignitas were to win the next one, that's it. It would be Dig and Energy, not Rival.
Wow, how important are these games, and how important is this Janus pick? Obey, grab it, because Rival, again, ban the Aphrodite, Anatoly. I mean, excuse me if I'm surprised, but Aphrodite over this Janus pick has me kind of feeling some kind of way. Obey are going to snatch that up for themselves, and Rival going to take their Serqet.
Late game. It's all about the late game. And when you have a player that can pilot healers in the late game, such as Xaliea can in the solo lane, that allows more open room for the rest of your cast there. So PrettyPriMe played a fantastic game 1. Janus, we'll see if he could do it here in the final game.
Can he get it done will be the question. A little curious. They get so much anti-heal right off the bat. I am a little surprised that they were that worried about the Aphrodite, but we saw it even last game that they continued to ban away some of these supporting mages, like the Hells were banned away. They continued to turn an eye towards that, so maybe thinking that Obey still might go that route.
It's very possible here. They did ban away the Chang'e and the Hell in the secondary ban phase. Chulainn was played in the solo lane the last game, so that could be the same idea and mindset, but they're not confident that that's the case here. Still going to opt to ban those healers.
They are going to ban the Chang'e, and then Isis is going to be banned away by Obey. I don't blame him on that one. Wlfy looks great on the Isis pick, but I'm just trying to get to see if they choose to ban away yet again the Hell, and they do. Clearly, this is something Obey must have been doing behind the scenes that they just don't want to deal with.
They're very familiar with Xalia's preference and playstyle of the gods, so no surprise to me personally seeing these healers stripped away from Obey's side, but the mid-mages here, and keep in mind that Thoth was banned in the secondary ban phase.
That's right. Thoth had not been selected yet, prioritizing the Sobek and Athena, which I don't have too big a problem with. Rival going to last pick their mage. Now that the Janus is already on the board, the bans are done. They have the luxury of getting it later and selecting the Jing for themselves.
Just a safe pick for Vote. It's not his traditional style of playing safe, wanting to play more aggressive than anything else, but against potentially aggressive iRaffer, it's better to play it safe than sorry here. Just go back to the laning phase, using that Jing passive every time you get poked out.
You talked about Thoth not being banned until the second ban phase. How about getting to 9th select Daji? That also has got to have you feeling pretty good as Poseidon comes in. I talked about this trust at the top of the set, man. With everything on the line, they trust Wlfy to play this Poseidon.
It's about the cripple, honestly, here. Rival really rely on cripple, whether it's Callus playing the Ares or Wlfy playing the Poseidon. It really shuts down what Fafnir wants to do. Once you go into the Draconic form, you just drop that Whirlpool right underneath of him. He can't jump away.
Well, that is part of what makes Fafnir so strong, is that extra safety he gets, even while he's transforming, is safe. So this way you can punish him when he comes back out of it, or at least that will be the plan. And we'll see what it is that Obey are going to get done here with this Janus pick. Can Rival close out in game 3, or Obey going to turn it back on?
I got to give it to Rival. Athena, Sobek, Callus played it fantastically. You got Wlfy, Poseidon damage to follow up from those two Guardians. Rival all the way.
Rival all the way, at least here on the desk. Hinduman and F. on the cast.
Thanks a lot, guys. Yeah, we're looking forward to this game between these two. Big one overall, obviously, yet again. Obey, playing for the sport of it more than anything else, and to practice and get better against some of the top opposition. Rival, though, they need to find this win. Have to find this win, otherwise energy will go in their stead.
I haven't heard a word you've said. I'm just thinking about Wlfy playing Poseidon.
Well, let's see how he does on that today. Obviously, he did win just recently, if you guys didn't know that, so you can all stop with the shenanigans about that. Who do you think will win this game? Is Rival going to LAN, or is Obey going to make them stay home? That is the question.
That is a good question, and the reason I'm so excited about Wlfy, I mean, so this was actually really interesting. I haven't touched my YouTube in weeks. I haven't made video content in a long time. It's been a lot of grind here, but I walked home directly. I did change my shirt. I walked home, I took my shirt off, put on a different shirt, and just yelled about Wlfy for 9 minutes into my camera. People were talking nonsense about this Poseidon pick.
Yeah.
Now, the long and short of it was, he did poorly at Worlds with it, picked it again, didn't do well, waited the majority of the split, came out in week number 5, tried it, did all right, but still not great. But seeing Wlfy back on this pick is so good for Rival fans. This is a dominating pick for Wlfy when it's working, and when it's not, it's nothing but a mental thing. The coach said that he took a step away from this character, looked at different options, and that's how they got their wins. But now, when you're here, it's again a must-win for Team Rival. Put Wlfy on the Poseidon, get the confidence back in your star mid-lane player. Graham, I absolutely love this.
One thing I want to touch on more than anything else, though, is what Wlfy did in the build last time round, and I think he's going to go for it again by the start that he's gone for here. He started off with a Shaman's Ring on this Poseidon in the mid lane and started stacking that up early. Now, Shaman's Ring stacks off player damage, and it also increases the amount of damage you do to teams in these environments. So one Whirlpool gives you a little bit of a tickle, you know, a little bit of a sustained tickle. But then the Shaman's Ring goes, hey, have 10% more damage, and then you're like, well, Kraken! And it destroys it. Ooh. Fans not as confident anymore in Rival as they once were, it seems. It's dropped a little bit, but Rival's still favoured. 66% going into this one. More of a standard comp, though, from Obey, which I kind of like to see, because I know there'll be people at home, because I'm not one of them. I know there's going to be people out there that are like, oh, they were throwing that game too, so Rival could go and not energy, and I don't think that was the case.
No, I don't think that's
I
the
really
case,
don't think that was the case. And see them play, like, actual, more meta picks, let's put it that way.
I like how careful you're being, because you know I'm going to yell at you if you say
trying
normal.
to work out how to put it. So like more meta standard picks that we've seen before. Bo played very safe here, but he's not even going to get a buff. The wave has already been cleared. Already been cleared by Obey in the dual lane. So he gets 2 babies and a couple of minions in the lane, losing the purple buff there at the start.
Kalis, of course, is in the mid lane with the mid laner. That's why we see Vote by himself getting pushed onto the tower, denied all that nonsense. But yeah, I'm with you. Standard or otherwise, just seeing these picks is nice.
Early gank. Kiss connects. The damage is not going to be there, though, to get the kill. But it does put pressure on Xaliea early on. Left-hand side, Ataraxia took way more poke than I expected to see. Maybe some of that was the purple buff, though, granted.
Yeah, so it's less about picks closer to the meta. PrettyPriMe in trouble. One more shot. Kalis, the carry support.
What got he on?
Athena.
Yeah. I've never seen that.
Athena.
Never seen it do well so far. I mean, everyone keeps talking about even Rival themselves.
That's a lie.
Even Rival themselves, like Alpha's like, yeah, just keep giving us Athena, you know? If you're not going to ban it, we'll just pick it every game.
No, I mean, that's the thing, is that I really dislike when people start saying, like, oh, it's all he picks, as if it's a negative.
I don't care. If you're winning, keep winning.
Yeah, force me, and I say this a lot about the rookies, when they come in with an unknown god pool and they play just one thing, Gino being the latest subject of that conversation.
Hang on. This could be a bit of a trade between the two. Raffer was under a lot of pressure then. Still Vote. Feeling himself again because he's got Kalis in support on the way round. Sprint for sprint. But their sprint would have lasted a little bit longer for Rival there, but they wouldn't have been in range to catch Raffer.
Yeah, no kills
it's all
at
action.
all on the left side. On the right side, a different story. Iceicebaby, Zigzag is good, but all those minions. Nice work from Xaliea to stay in the traffic with the minions, because you can't get hit by the Cobra's Kiss.
The pace of this game so far, 2 minutes in, we've talked about 2 ganks in right lane, a gank and a potential kill in the left-hand lane, and a kill in the mid lane.
All I want to say is how much I like PrettyPriMe and the honest and Ataraxia on a carry that can actually do some hard carrying, because earlier when he was underneath, he's not as good of a facilitator as he is being the hard carry.
And now we're going to wait here for 7 minutes with no action, is what's about to happen, because you managed to go through everything you wanted to talk about at this stage of the game. So First Blood goes to Athena. Now that's going to help her in terms of build a little bit more. But as you can see, Rival don't really have that much of a lead. It'll be answered back swiftly by Obey at this stage for the time being. And now this Janus, definitely an interesting talking point again. It's won both games so far today in this set between the two, and both been very big impacts for their teams. We'll see how it does in the game 3.
Kalis here looking for PrettyPriMe, who shows up just a little bit. And yeah, this game is kind of like when you speed past the guy who's going too slow, and you rev the engine, and then you wind up at the red light with him. And you're like, well, I got nowhere.
That happens all the time. People, for some reason, American drivers, like Georgia drivers, I guess I should say,
Georgia,
like to cut in front of you and then like, well, we're at the same light. Where did that get you? Did that get you anywhere special? No.
No.
What's the point? Why bother doing that?
See, New Yorkers will just drive through the red light to make sure they're not in that position.
That's fair. I can't do that. I'm on a green card, you know? Like, I've got responsibilities to make. I do notice that we've seen Prime play a bit safer, but a lot of pressure on this right-hand side from Rival so far towards this Chulainn. Is this just to weather the storm of Sobek's early game weaknesses?
I mean, really early game weaknesses, it's there in theory,
It's
but
more like, I mean, Chulainn will get lane pressure there,
Yeah.
right? Granted. And then can look to invade and put pressure in the jungle, so maybe it's kind of detract from the aggression Obey can look at in the enemy jungle?
frankly, I think it's just iceicebaby looking for something to do. He's been able to farm this up as he's on the right side after he gets that blue buff, and he goes, why not? I'll go ahead and look to disrupt what Xaliea is here to do.
I love watching Dargy versus Serqet games too.
Yeah.
Not because, like, they're not the same god. They both bring similar things, though. They've kind of got a similar look about them, too. And,
I feel that.
I'm excited to see how they, like, play. The interactions between the two are very interesting.
There's a lot of, when you do game design, there's a lot of personality that is put into the characters, and there's a lot of personality flair in there. I see that between Serqet and Daji. A little bit of control for both of the characters, and a ton of damage when played correctly. I think the biggest thing about Daji and Serqet is that they are deceptively difficult to play at a high level.
Yeah, and that's the key with some other gods in the world where, you know, they generally don't win as much. They generally don't do as well because in the average hands, you're going to probably be below average with how you're going to play them to be effective.
I mean,
Taunt again on Raffer, trapped inside the Whirlpool. Tidal Wave did not hit from Wlfy there, I should say. I didn't want to follow the Kraken.
Janus, and you know, I don't even know if I should be giving out this information.
Oh.
Janus is one of the lowest win rates among all gods across all levels of play in Conquest and Ranked Conquest. He's clearly one of the best mid laners.
Yep.
But it's really hard to just do the do.
Hey, let's put it this way. It's not necessarily because Janus himself is strong and competitive. It's what the communication with a Janus can do and the fact everyone's on the same page. So abusing those polls, abusing those globals, it's always the case. That's why Achilles is so good too.
And we play a lot of Smite. We watch a lot of Smite. And shout out to all the fans that are going to disagree with me because they're in chat and they also play a lot of Smite. Flat out, Unstable Vortex is hard to hit.
Yeah.
So for the average player, yeah, Pecky's doesn't think so. But for the average player,
Pecky's
Unstable
played New
Vortex is
Don't
hard
start
to hit.
out.
So, I mean, that's also, this is a difficult character.
Just to point out, if you are agreeing with Pecky's in chat right about now and you believe in that camera shake, just remember Pecky's is a Loki main. Nobody likes a Loki main. I'm just going to point that out. If you see a random Loki in your game, it's probably Pecky's under an alternate name. I'm not even joking. He really does that.
You know, it's funny. Kyle's looking for
Taunt
CaptainTwig here.
Kraken.
And there's the Kraken! CaptainTwig in a ton of trouble once he lands.
Space and time, though, has been fine. I love that from Prime, trying to set up an escape route for Twig, but Twig can't get to it. The angle was not good for him, knowing that people were waiting below. And with that, Serqet with a nice little dance through with a Death Feign will pick up the second kill for Rival.
Really nice chase down there, and that's one of the nice interactions on Serqet's side, is that Daji frequently goes into that Powwow to sort of wait out the storm. Well, she can dash and catch up.
No mana for Paul.
No
Can't
life.
get away. iceicebaby gets the speed and a free Janus. The dream come true.
That was iceicebaby just, oh man. He got a delivery while he was at the store. Nice play.
I like that one. I'm going to steal that in the future, that's for sure. At the moment, the Rival off to a tear at the beginning of this game. And yeah, the golden experience isn't huge just yet, but it's putting them on the back foot for a second hero there.
Ignore the numbers. It's about the momentum. You talked
That's
about the frenetic pace of this game, and it feels like Team Rival is up a lot more, and to a certain extent, you can't ignore the numbers, but it's going to allow iceicebaby to just keep making these plays. He kept going to the right side, wound up fruitless. Now he's got 2 kills, a kill on his support there, and he's just going to be able to keep the pace of the game up. This is what we mean when we talk about junglers keeping the pace.
Exactly, and one thing to mention too, I mean, Twig has gone for the blink at the start of the game, not the beads. And so every single time he's getting taunted and all in by the team of Rival, he's like, all right, I've got to play more passive now until I get my beads online, because otherwise they're just going to keep taunting, doing that same thing over and over. Wlfy and Callus, they're on page. They've been on page for a long time together. Those taunt Kraken combos are going to wreck this game.
That's the problem. He also needs an Aegis for the Kraken. Now, Daji actually
Rather have the beads.
What?
Rather have the beads.
Yes, and here's why. because of the ultimate.
Exactly.
Palau can avoid the Kraken right now. Deathwalker trying to avoid the pull. Two players surrounding, but here comes iceicebaby.
Deathwalker heals up nicely, though, with the sickening strike, and Xaliea is going to slip away for a moment, but Ice finally latches onto the back of the big Scott. He's going to fall down. Twig in a bit of pressure now as well as he's under pressure. Uses the mobility from the 1,000 cuts to get away, but Deathwalker is still hunting potentially. Did get aggro, and that slowed it down. Mid lane, there's still aggression going on.
And PrettyPriMe going to look to the left-hand side as Vode is pushing up on his Hunter. Ataraxia.
I think that was for CC immunity more than anything else that you used that.
Yeah, I think so as well.
I feel that was the case. Although at the same time, you could have seen Ataraxia with a man mission across the map to mid's like, I'm here, guys. I'm a gank.
Yeah, I think it was the CC immunity, but I noticed that
I wish it was
behind the tier 1 tower.
Yeah.
So it was maybe a little bit of both there.
Very, very fast-paced here, and Rival have just really taken it to Obey. They're the ones that have come out on top so far with all this aggression. The Shaman's Ring still being worked on by Wlfy. That's going to be online soon. Chronos Pendant for PrettyPriMe. So builds are about the same level at the moment.
Stupidly underpurchased. Flat out.
What, the ring?
Yes.
Yeah.
When you're looking for your first power item, I call it the power bank, right? 100 power is what you're shooting for, bare minimum. Bancroft, Book of Thoth, Warlock Staff, all of these options are 100 power. Chronos Pendant got buffed to 100 power, and now we see it being picked up first item. Shaman's Ring, Potato Ring, Magical Power, 100. There it is. That's the minimum that you want really as your starting item. And then it's just going to boost everything. Basically, you do 10% more damage to anybody you hit first.
And it's not just that. There's also 10% movement speed on there. And I want to bring that up for the fact of playing Poseidon. Now, we've been around a long time, Tom, sadly. We're not going to stop. I mean, yeah.
I'm chilling.
I'm still chilling now, but I mean, it's been a long time. And the days gone by when Poseidon's used to rotate from mid with mobility and extra mobility from the tidal surge. Wait a second, I'll go into that as Wlfy's under pressure. Instead, he's going to crack a Twig, and Twig disappears. Once again, Callus hit the taunt. This rotation puts Raffa under pressure. Was already in dragon form, so he's going to leap away to safety. He needs some support, and he's getting some slows from Ataraxia. But Ataraxia could be under pressure now because he was supporting. He has to roll away to safety as Vote came in to hit him. And Wlfy could be on the cards.
Deathwalker's way too good. Deathwalker dashes
Too
forward.
good.
Deathwalker dashes forward, trying to catch up, realizes that he can't, and then reads the unstable vortex, backsteps to avoid it.
Xaliea gonna get toyed, knocked up, can't pop his ult just yet, can now. Gotta dive thanks to the airstrike from Vote before he can do any more. Prime came through the portal, walked right into a Serqet. Ataraxia's gonna roll away, but now he just carries on the run. Twig coming back into the fray though. Not a lot of CC available for him. His ultimate's up, but Prime is down.
Oh man, here comes Callus back with a new life bar. Obey Alliance started this set off wonderfully. Even in the game that they lost, looked all right. Here in game 3 as CaptainTwig taunted. Obey still can't get to the board.
No beats. No beats, can't get away from that talk. Callus is making the impact again, and so is iceeicebaby this game.
It's just unfortunate. This was a fantastic set in game 1 and game 2. Here in game 3, everything wanted a pear-shaped. I'm just not in love with this situation.
No, I'm not in love with it. I am from a rival fan, though. I mean, they needed the win here, and they went down the first game. They went down the first game. Game 2, they looked solid. Game 3, they're like, right, put it to bed. We are going to laugh.
You know what? When you put it in that light, I think I can enjoy this game a little bit more. Because I really just wanted to fight. But seeing the raw just like, the raw, we got to win this one. Yeah. All right, Hindu. I'm with you.
That's how I'm looking at it from Rival's point of view. Like, no surrender, never give up. Don't give him an inch because we're going to take miles from them every single fight, and that's what they've done.
Now here's the key. Xaliea.
He's dead.
Number 9. There it is. It's only 12.5 minutes in.
That is true.
This is absolutely turnaroundable. Shouts to me for making up the phrase. 4,000 gold in the lead. Whatever.
Hang up. Go to the graphs for me, please. Ray, we know you're on the camera. Experience. That's the issue. 6,000 experience.
5,800, actually.
6,000 experience at 13 minutes in.
Damn it, 6,000.
That's a lot of experience. A lot of experience to be behind. And look at the level differences. Level 9 versus level 12 in the jungle.
That's the big one.
Mid is even. Hunters, 2-level lead for Vote. Those do matter. They really matter.
Prime and Ataraxia are still the people that you've gotta hope to play through. Prime is down 0-3-0 compared to the Poseidon 1-0-4, and still only a half a level down. It's a level and a half in the Hunter roll, but Raxia on the Rom can absolutely catch up.
If I am rival though, I am focusing Twig still because Twig is still 9.
Oh,
and the longer you can stop him from getting those beads or that Aegis, probably beads with how this game's going now, the more and more it's a 4v5 for rival every single fight because there's nothing he can do. He can't do anything into this comp.
And double-edged blade.
Taunt in mid on Twig. But there was no follow-up that time round. It was a nice little play though just to keep him active.
I agree. Focus CaptainTwig. But the more you focus CaptainTwig, I guess the more he's going to die. Down goes the jungler. Raffer's going to be next. iCeicebaby with the Goomba Stomp on that one. Here's the problem question mark with this conversation. Wlfy are going to go to Team Rival and contested. If you do have to find an issue, it's the fact that focusing on CaptainTwig allows Prime and Ataraxia to surge forward.
Well, at the moment, Prime and Ataraxia are on the back foot themselves because the rest of the members are in tatters. Xaliea on the right side will get a tier 1 tower in response, but rival proxy in the wave just to try and get some pressure in the mid lane a little bit more there. They're going to get a tier 1 tower in response to the one Xaliea got. Pyromax is down for a while. Head back to base.
Look at Prime real quick. Prime is in the enemy jungle. At the speed pump.
I mean, there's not much all we can do. Just try and farm and stay safe. Plus, the benefit of playing Janus is you can go into awkward, unorthodox positions. Still farm and still be safe.
And here's the deal. It seems cheeky. It's definitely funny to steal speed buffs from junglers. But iCeicebaby is the guy this game.
He really is.
5-0-4. I wouldn't be surprised if he's at the top of the player damage. iCeicebaby is absolutely carrying this game for Team Rival, and any little bit you can strip away from him is certainly a good look.
Really good look for Rival then. They are looking to try and... What are you playing?
762 experience per minute for Vote?
I mean, he's Jing.
Yes, he's Jing. That's still stupid.
Put it this way. He's Jing. They've got every Gold Fury. They've taken camps at free will. He's been left alone on the left-hand side. And now he's the first time he's getting aggressive. But look how much damage he just did to Twig on his own. He's level 17.
That's what I'm saying. He's level 17.
Oh,
he's just... Oh, but here comes the turnaround play. The lifesteal's good, plus the damage reduction from the crit. Mwah.
Rival are just ripping Obey apart this game. It's brutal to watch, but as I said, it's for a good cause if you're a Rival fan. As an Obey fan, take another chin.
They come around the backside and spam laugh Raffer. Raffer misses the hammer. And he's going to light his pipe.
Giving him a wave, a cheeky little wave.
He's just going to light the pipe and walk away.
Tier 1 down. There is salt in this game, that's for sure.
Raffer never change, homie. Never change.
And now the tier 2 will form the left on top. 3 members head to defend, and in goes Raffer looking for some sort of play. The Whirlpool came down straight away, and he gets flipped in and out of that. That Sobek flip just keeps him pinned in place anyway. So it's an easy pickup. Xaliea still alive, but for how long is the question? Well, the question, and the answer is not that long. 15 and... Oh, my goodness.
Vote. Having a game. I mean,
no. Rival are just having a game. That's no one's doing anything wrong.
Actually,
here.
that's fair. Keep in mind, 0 kills on Obey Alliance, and Vote has peaked over 800 experience per minute. He's level 18. There are more levels on the Hunter than there are minutes in the game.
And that's kind of where you're looking at. Ataraxia, unfortunately, gets plucked straight into a Whirlpool. He'll go down. Left-hand side, Prime's just trying to farm and forced to ult defensively. Pyromancer's is up. You know what this... I'm not upset with this game, even though it's destruction from Rival. It just takes me back to... Remember the old Challenger Cup days we used to cast? It feels like a quarter-final Challenger Cup game where it's just fight. One team win.
It's funny that you bring up the Challenger Cup because it used to be Raffer's squad. It would be Raffer... It would be the team you know now as Energy with Raffer versus 5 players you've literally never seen.
Well, you heard of Cyclone GG before?
Oh,
Where did they come from?
That's true.
You know what they're called now?
Team Rival.
And Team Rival.
You know what they're called now? Runner-up at Worlds.
Oh, that was mean. I mean, they were, but
I was saying that as a positive.
I know, I was joking. I was just throwing it off for a second. And granted, they were runners-up at Worlds, and this is their chance to get back to the next LAN and answer what went wrong for them in the finals last time round, where they couldn't be united.
Listen, man,
however, they might not even get to see united because they're potentially not coming to with how they're looking.
I've been watching Team Rival. I've been watching the show for a while, and the first time, like we said, Cyclone GG, they were at the end of the bottom of the standings, and then slowly but surely we see them improve.
Yep.
Hazer really brings them to that like competitive level. Then Hazer goes to a different team, Coach Hazer, now Coach Alpha Jackal, and continues to improve. Team Rival went from bottom of the standings, middle of the standings, to going to LAN and failing, going to LAN and finding themselves in finals, going to LAN and winning to get to Worlds, and then second place on the world stage.
Yeah.
If the story continues, they're supposed to win Worlds
The
this year.
only way is up. Trigger the mid lane, gonna meet some damage and fall down again. I do want to say though, Tom, start of this year, I did say about Rival, and I stand by it, is that the best thing that could have happened to Rival, in my opinion, is them not winning Worlds. They wouldn't have liked it, the fans wouldn't have liked it, but it makes this team hungry. It makes this team hungry for this next year to not let what happened happen again. They still have a lot to prove. Energy didn't slip after the first year. They did a little bit, but third year they slipped because they won it. United kind of slipped a little bit, maybe because they won it, maybe because of bad times. But Rival, hungry, passionate, they won it.
I got two very different takes on the two very important things you said. I think Energy started slipping because there wasn't competition.
Sure.
You know how our international
That's fair.
teams aren't as strong as the North American teams?
Yeah.
Because there's and European teams. Because of a lack of competition. I think ain't nobody on the same level as Epsilon 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So that's why I think they originally slipped. And as far as the hunger for Team Rival, I think this team could win 7 years in a row and still want to come out every single day.
It's just that extra oomph to go to practice and try hard. It's just that extra oomph to find the new meta and find the creativity.
I love bringing up this story, talking to this squad after they lose to Team Dignitas at DreamHack Valencia. They go and I'm talking to them. They just walk off the stage, and I'm usually very... I give a lot of space to teams after they play, especially if they lose. But I was just standing there. I did the final presentation, and I come up to the stage, and they were all smiling for some reason, and that's why I approached them. I said, guys, I mean, no disrespect, but like, why are you laughing and smiling? I think, because from the outside looking in, almost like, oh, they don't care, blah, 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 blah. They were saying, we're just happy that we've made it this far. We've improved. We like the fact that we got to where we got to, and we think we can play better next time. That's a team that lost 5 minutes beforehand. Yep. That's who Team Rival is, and I think that's part of why they're so incredibly successful. They wake up every day as hungry as they were when they were Cyclone GG.
Well, Obey still hungry for more themselves. And they'll have a set after this one up against Dignitas, where they can stop Dignitas going to land. But it looks like Rival will be going. In the sky is Twig. Got a portal waiting for him on landing, but he's going to take the opposite route away from the team Ataraxia. Going the wrong way about things, not what he wanted to. He avoided the Kraken, but no, vote NBK. Xaliea falls down before he can get his ultimate off, and that is all she wrote. Is that a duck?
Ouch.
Is that a duck?
Yes.
A golden duck.
Big old goose egg.
Big old 0 for Obey. Wow. After how game one and game one looked, Obey came out swinging. Game 2, Rival came back in, and game 3, Rival went, all right, we're going to land. See you later.
What do you say to that one? Just, 24 kills, 0 deaths. Rival want to go to LAN.
There's going to be people who didn't watch that set and look at the result and go 2-1, and then look at game 3 and go, oh my god, Obey are so bad. And then you're like, well, did you watch them in game 1 and what they did? Like, did you see the whole set overall?
I'm with you, though. Rival just came out and go, listen, stop that.
Yeah. Enough is enough. We worked too hard. Congratulations to Rival making it to the LAN, and with that, you guys get to vote who was MVP in that game. A lot of it, in my opinion, was from everybody, but I think iceicebaby was definitely the biggest factor that set up that, but could be anyone.
In game 1 or 2, you said...
Casters are MVP.
There you go. You said it was a team win, this time around, this is the true team win. Everybody stepped up and did their due.
Congratulations to Rival, and now it's time to head over to the desk to break down that game, and Rival making it to LAN.
Thanks, Hindu. Thanks, Tom, Finch, and Tolly here. And Rival, they flipped the switch, and they're going to be going to land. They're 8-2 now. That puts them up near the top, so Dignitas and Energy got to try and keep up with them. But let's not get too far away from this game that we just saw happen just now. I mean, they came out, and they kind of put it to Obey.
I mean, it was like you mentioned here behind the scenes, how it was an aggressive Twig that went for Blinka level 1 against Sobek, Athena, Serqet. Without beads, yeah, you're basically asking to die multiple times.
And they just end up getting punished for it. Here's that breakdown for you. The 0 in there for Obey and the 24 in there for Rival. Just rough in this last game for Obey. Rival didn't give an inch. It really felt like to me, because the first game I think was about 40 minutes, then 28, then 21. Obey came in, they were able to find that first win, and Rival never let up off the gas after that.
They were doing work. They did their homework, honestly, and focusing out Xaliea with the picks and bans was so smart, honestly, because they takes away a unique identity. Even giving up Janus again in game number 3, they weren't really worried too much there about PrettyPriMe.
Well, it is going to be Ice that is selected as the MVP for you all. Ice is well earned at 8-0-12, 11,000 damage. Probably would have done a lot more, but the game ended just that quickly. All over the map, though, on this Serqet pick. I mean, never gave Obey a moment to try and think about what to do next or how to breathe.
That's true. He was invading speed buffs multiple times there, you know, stripping away that speed, finding a kill yet again just for good measure. And that's the sign of a great jungler, being able to not only be reactive, but also making the plays happen.
And you talked a little bit about how Twig didn't have the beads early on, and I've been saying they didn't give him a chance to breathe. They didn't give Twig a chance to get level 12, at least not in a time that would have changed the outcome of the game for them. He ends up very much punishing the decision from Twigs to go with that blink early on. But let's actually go ahead and take a look at how all the teams are shaping up in the standings after these first 2 sets. And their Arrival, 8-2 right up at the top. Energy have played all their games. They're done playing for this split. Only Dignitas left to play up against Obey, and at best, Dignitas can tie with them.
That's true. Dignitas, they need to win this next set against Obey Alliance. If they win, they will be right with the Rival, making it to land. If they lose to Obey, though, it'll be Energy with the higher plus-minus.
They got to make sure that they do not drop here. That's why this next set is so important. I just don't want to get too far away from what an excellent performance that we just saw. I mean, it wasn't just Ice. I mean, Wlfy looks excellent in this game, paired with Kales on the Athena Poseidon combo as well.
The setup was just fantastic there. That's why it was last pick Poseidon here. Normally, when we see Athena, sometimes we'll also see potentially in Ares every now and then. They'll kind of mix things up and match, but the Wombo combo, perfect. And I'm not going to be surprised if Rival execute this strategy also at LAN.
Well, it is going to be Dignitas going up against Obey. That'll be the very next set to see who it is going to be that second team at LAN. So grab your drink, grab your snack right now. You're not going to want to miss a minute when we come back.